Okay, what I got here is the standard catalog of Camaro from 6702. Just doing a few notes here today. I had a third gen fan on YouTube here tell me that my lettering was in the wrong spot on my car. So just want to show something that's in this catalog to prove that my lettering is, to me, from what I know, and by this catalog, it's in the correct spot. When I got the car, they were in the front of the door. I bought the car hammered, and I didn't own a digital camera then, so I really didn't have too many pictures to take of it then. Okay, we're going to see here. We all know 85 was the first year. 85 was the first year for the IROC. Yes, the lettering is towards the front of the door. Here goes this one. It's very nice. I love the way it looked. I've always liked yellow on them. I don't know why. I mean, yellow is one of my favorite colors, so I went with yellow. Here we go in 86. The lettering is still towards the front of the door. And when we get to 87, the lettering is still still towards the front of the door. The only thing is I'm not sure if they made IROCs in 87 yellow. I know they were black, of course, and they had that maroon red that's pretty snazzy on them. I like that color. Mine, I painted it that way. Mine was white. Mine was a white with silver. I don't know if they have that. They don't have that one in this book. Also, I wanted to show about the convertibles. They only made a total of actual, I think, IROC convertibles, 744. Now, I don't know if there were like non-base ones weren't, maybe like a V6 model or not. I'm not positive on that. But note 5, combined model year production of 87 Camaro convertibles was only 1,007 total. That's it. And that's all, I guess you also said all V8s. So there's a really low number of convertibles that were produced in 87. And once we get to 88, you see they finally moved the IROC-Z lettering towards the rear of the door, and that continued till the last production of them in 1990. And let's see here, 1990. Oh, look at this. It's at the front of the door on 90. What's this picture? Wrong picture of one? That ain't a 1990. In fact, the book can be wrong, huh? Because I don't think those were the wheels. That car got 87 wheels on it. Because you can see the 88 style wheels were different. Let me look at some other pictures of the 90 models here. I don't have many pictures. Yeah, there it is. That's the actual. It's towards the rear of the door, and it's still got the wheels which they were using that they started using in an 88. Okay. Now anyways, I got some Polaroids here of what my car did look like when I first got it. Now they're not great, but that's one. That's my 86. It was buried in the snow. That's just a regular V6 Sport Coupe. But here goes one right after I had put the front end on it, and this is the color it used to be. You see the back bumper didn't match because I didn't have a rear bumper or tail lights. They were sold off the car when I got it. So I found a bumper off of 91 in the junkyard, and that's what got me started. I later on then eventually got the quarter ground effect moldings to match that bumper. Also with my nose, here's another picture. That nose is actually off an 84. I got that nose from a friend of mine who let me get it for, you know, $100 for everything pretty much. So I couldn't argue at the time, because when I first started looking for the nose for my car then, none of the yards had them, and they were pretty up there. I just didn't have the funds, and I really wanted to get the car on the road, so I chose to use the wrong nose just to get it going. So eventually I got the nose, and I then painted the car yellow like this, and that's a picture when it was freshly done yellow, and I painted it somewhere around 04, that color. And here's a side view of it, you know, of a Polaroid that I had. But she was originally white. She was white and silver. I couldn't tell you if the eyes were blacked out on it because it didn't have a front nose either. It was hit into a pole, and even this hood was bent and it was off. I think the hinges were whacked. I eventually had gotten the hood all straightened out in this one end. It took some time, and I don't have this hood on the car anymore because I got that Turbo Daytona hood, is what most people know them as. But the hood was whacked pretty good, and I did get it straightened out. There's a lot of Bondo on that, and it looked like $1 million when it was done. But who's to say how long, you know, that was going to keep looking good? I still have the hood. It's in a garage. It's my original hood, so I didn't want to get rid of it. But she was all bent up. She was twisted. She was like curled over, and it's hard to explain, but it was damaged. And I got the car for $1,000, and I was just glad to have it. You know, I always wanted one. Being I started off with the V6 model, and that's what I wanted. I really wanted to find a VIN 8. I found her listed for parts or whole. She still turned key, and when I found her, I fell in love. You know, I just said I got to put this back on the road. And the guy said, well, she's fixable. You know, the one front bumper post right underneath here was pretty mushroomed in, but it was pullable. You know, it wasn't hit to the point that the car was totaled, so that was a good thing. You know, but yeah, this is just a little vid on it though. So I just wanted to show some of these footnotes from this book, you know, about the IROCs, and at least the door lettering for you know, because like I said, I got a guy in there. He didn't think that the lettering was on the front, and thought maybe mine was in the wrong position. But that's where you see on this picture, that is my original lettering right there. And when I got the aftermarket decals, I had measured that spot on that door. I had wrote down the measurements. I took them to the best of my knowledge to try to re-put them on. In fact, on my passenger side, when I went to put them on, it waved on me just a little bit, so it's kind of off. I mean, it's hard to tell until I tell people, and then they look at it, they say, oh, I see, you know. Some people do notice it with a good eye. People don't really notice it. You know, I guess some people just got a better eye for these cars. They know them, you know. But she did have TPI 350 5.7 TPI underneath them rocker emblems there, and it said 5.7 tune point injection there, which is not there now, because when I got the decal kit, all I got was for the door. You know, all I got was the replacement letters. I did eventually get the entire stripe kit for the car. I'm just saving it now for a future paint job. But yeah, you can see down here, I really tried to get those letters in the same spot. And this is the same car. I mean, it's hard to say or tell it is, but it is. It's it. And that's the one I've had all my life now, since about since late 2001, somewhere 2002. It's pretty much when I got started on it. That's about it. Thanks.